And I can show you tons of website fatwas explaining why it's good, why it is nice, why it is like, I mean, if I read for you in Arabic what Muslim website they say, you will feel so disgusted how they treat the women. So the reason they don't want women to have their clitoris, because they don't want women to have a desire, only the man. The woman, she is there to serve the man. This is why Muhammad himself, when a woman, she came to him, and obviously she is not circumcised yet, she said that she saw a dream, and she obviously was masturbating, excuse me, and she said, the wife of Muhammad, she and the women, she have this charge. So the wife of Muhammad, and this is his wife, she said, and do women have this charge? Do women get this charge? The wife of Muhammad, she never had orgasm. Never. Have you ever heard of a woman, she is a growing woman, and she is telling her husband, Mr. Muhammad, hey, what are you talking about? Do women really have this charge? So why she never heard of it? Because simply they do circumcision for those women. So they have no desire, they have no feeling, they killed their feeling as a woman, as a female.
But did they do it before Muhammad's time or
Well,
after?
I have to say Muhammad is a pagan man with degrees, which mean everything in Islam is taken from somebody else. So as an example, cutting hands for the thief for an egg, it was pre-Islamic. Hajj, pre-Islamic. Blackstone, pre-Islamic. Safa
Yeah.
Marwa, pre-Islamic. Zakat, pre-Islamic. Zakat actually is a word coming from the Hebrew, from the Bible. I mean, name one thing, and even the circumcision is taken from the Jews, but the Jews, they do circumcision for the men. And the reason it was done, there's more than reason. Number one, they will be recognized. So if they kidnap, they knew them. It's like having a tattoo, but without a tattoo. In the same time, it's for a cleaning, because you know, old days people, they cannot have shower as that easy, to wash that easy, so disease can happen, etc. So it was for hygiene more than it is about just religion. Muhammad, he copied,
Yeah.
but yet he himself never did circumcision. Never.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can search everywhere. You will find that Muhammad never did. So he was telling, and you know, when I asked Muslim Sheikh once about it, he said, oh, because he was old. I said, how old he was? I mean, Muhammad, when he died, was like 62, 63. According to Muhammad, Abraham, he did circumcision by cutting his penis by an adze. And he was 80 years old. So what old? Abraham was way older when he did it. And he was 80 years old, as you see here in Al-Bukhari.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
by the way, I did not kick you out because you can refute me, but you failed.
Yeah.
All what you joined for is just to tell her not to talk to me. That's all. Correct, Amina?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, yeah, I guess so. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not really, you know,
I am the one. I
I
said,
have,
okay. I said, welcome. He can join us. Correct? Did I say that?
yeah,
But
you did. You did.
obviously, he don't want you. Why you are asking him? You ask a sheikh. But who is a sheikh?
Yeah.
Who is a sheikh? He knew about Islam more than me. Bring him.
I'm the only reason why I ask you is because as much as maybe, you know, sometimes I watch some of your videos and I think, you know, like he's really harsh and, you know, likes to maybe, you know, argue with people, but I can see, I can have a look at some of the things that you talk about, and I see that some of it is true. Like, you know, I see that, you know, apostasy laws and stuff, and I know that it's true, and it might be sad, but it's still true. So I know that, okay, at the very least you won't lie. So that's the reason why I asked you. I'm not really interested in asking if, even if it was somebody that wasn't in my family or wasn't an imam, I would still ask them, even if they told me the truth. I can take that as long as they told me the truth. That's just what I care about. That's just what I want to
You
know.
know, I mean, I'm here, and people they are listening, and I show my screen. I don't even show myself, right? So it's very easy to go and search what this guy he showed us and check it out if he's lying or not. I mean, you can right away, you know, prove somebody to be lying or not. So, but my experience with Muslims, you see, you are the one who told me. I I live with people around me. I see how decent. I say, where are
They
they?
are
Where are
so
they?
decent.
I don't see. I don't see the decent Muslim around me. I
Well,
show them.
I don't know where you live.
I show. I'm not talking about you. I'm showing. I mean, there is exception always, but
Yes, of
I
course.
show them the reference. I show them the evidence. I show them the interpretation, and yet they argue and say it doesn't say that, CP. And this guy, he clearly said, "Oh, this is culture." He didn't say in the beginning. He did not say, "Oh, this is maybe a week." No, no. This is not Islamic. This is culture. And when I asked him, are you with or against it? Let us say it's culture. He refused to answer. He said, what is it for you? So they are deceivers. I'm talking about those Muslim men. They don't want to share the truth because the truth will set them free. And those they
You,
choose to be slaves of Allah.
do you not think it's more so like, okay, I have watched some of your videos now for a few months, and I can say, okay, some of the things you say are true. Okay, most of the things, or majority of the things, like references you provide, are true. And it's very evident that you are very knowledgeable in what you do, which is good. But we want to defend the things that are like you have meaning to us, and we don't want to let those things go, and we don't want anyone to insult those things. I think
But
it's more
but
so that than it
Amina,
is.
if you allow me, you said some or many of things I said is true. But can you tell me one thing I said is not true? Just one. I don't know for how long you are listening to me. Can you tell me one thing
Um,
I said is not true? If you can find one thing I said is not true, you are a hero.
I mean that would I can't remember, but I like, for example, I don't know if for example, I don't know if Muhammad couldn't have children. I think that's maybe he couldn't have children. That's why he wasn't able to conceive. But maybe he didn't have sex with his wives, so that's why, that's why they didn't have children.
He didn't have sex
Because
with. So why he was marrying them? He was a monk.
I was told that Muhammad married those women because he wanted to provide them protection, and they were
What
widows and
protection?
old, with
Aisha, she is
the
the
exception
daughter.
of Isaac.
Aisha, she is the daughter of Abu Bakr, and he is one of the big tribe. So what protection? Protection from who? Abu Bakr was protecting Muhammad, not the opposite, especially in the
Yeah,
beginning.
I don't know why he married Aisha. Obviously, that's disturbing to anybody right now. But that's obviously something that is a bit sensitive for us, and it's not something that we like to talk about because it's a bit weird for us now. Maybe it was okay back then. I don't know. I don't know. I can't really. But it's disturbing for anybody in the current day and age that lives in a society where children are protected, such as England and the West, where children
Okay,
are protected.
Amina, listen. For sure, Muhammad he have sex with his wife, and there's no question about that. Even Muhammad, the Quran says, as an example, uh, what do you think about men having sex with their wives when they have their period?
I don't. Well, that you're not allowed to do that.
You are not allowed to do that. Why?
No, because that's what it says. I've been told. Well, I've read about it as well. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
Chapter 2, you are right. Chapter 2, verse number 222, it says that stay away from women when they have their period. But look how Muhammad, he changed his mind. So he said, نساءكم حرث لكم فآتوا حرثكم أن شئتم. So Muhammad, he learned that the Jews, they say you should stay away from women when they have their period.
Yeah.
in the same chapter, the same verses. Look at this. Muhammad, he changed his mind. The man who says to you, stay away from women, a day after he said, your wives are tilth for you, so dig your tilth as you wish. Now, did Muhammad have sex with his wives when they have their period?
I wouldn't have thought so, because obviously it says you can't. So,
What if he did?
well, if he did, then maybe he must have had a revelation that said he can, or maybe he changed his mind.
But I thought it's bad. I thought it's bad. You know, I mean, what's wrong with this God? So is it bad? Is it good? I mean, what is this? So if Allah, he says, stay away from them, it's bad. It's a hurt. So
Oh, yeah.
why he will do it? Let us see if Muhammad did it or not. Can you read it for us?
Yeah, I and the messenger of Allah used to lie in one cloth at night while I was menstruating. If anything from me smeared him, he washed the same place that was smeared, and did not wash beyond it. If anything from him smeared his cloth,
All right.
or his,
So
yeah,
so here now they are sleeping together, right?
yes.
Okay,
he
but
washed
but
the
it
same
doesn't but
place.
it doesn't say that she is having sex yet.
No.
Yeah. Okay, let us see something else because we need to show you more. All right. Let us see what Muhammad he do with his wives. Let's read this one.
It didn't come up yet, but yeah, I think it's.
All right. The translation is false. It says yubashiruni. Yubashiruni is doing bashara, I mean he is doing sex, start sex. So
Okay.
so he used to yubashiruni during my ministration.
Right.
All right. And let us see another one.
Oh, wow, okay.
Muhammad, he ordered his wife to put a sheet between her legs so he can fondle her. Let us see this one. Do you see it?
Yeah.
So did I
Okay.
prove that Muhammad he is having sexual relationship with his wife during their menses?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's enough evidence to suggest that maybe he did.
So
Or that
but here
yeah.
you see something called hypocrisy, because if I say to my people stay away from women, it's a hurt, and then I go to my wife and I order her to put a sheet between her legs because she is bleeding, and I fondle my wife, what kind of a man I am? And this is Sahih Hadith.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering, is it because he's like, like a human being like the rest of us, so he just sinned,
Well, isn't it Allah? He said His command to the human being. Shouldn't he follow? Is he a Muslim or not?
Yeah, of course, but maybe
the Muslim, they claim Muhammad is the best of us. Well, the best of you cannot hold his private part. I mean, he had many wives. Go to different wife. This woman, she have her period. You go to different one if you are so horny. I mean, this is animal thing, you know. So, what would happen to a man? I'm single. Am I going to die if I don't have sex tonight? What will happen to me? So this is all, you know. We try to give excuses. All of them, they are false. What will happen to him if he don't have sex with his wife for the coming 4 days? The guy, he have many wives. And if she have a period, go to the other woman. But let us say, for the sake of argument, he have only one woman. What will happen to him? He is a prophet of God. Can't he have patience until his wife she is clean? Look how disgusting. In fact, she is bleeding. The blood is coming over her sheet. And now Muhammad, he have the desire to smell the blood and to enjoy it and to fondle her. How that is godly man.
Yeah, that doesn't seem quite very godly.
So do you see why he said to you, why you are asking Christian Prince? Because Christian Prince is going to show you the truth. That the truth is Muhammad is a false man. Yeah, this is not a behavior of a good man. Especially he's shown hypocrisy. He just made a verse saying, stay away from women when they have their period. And as you see, this is al-Bukhari. Look how many times repeated. 299, 300, 3101. Many hadith in al-Bukhari. All of them reporting the same story.
Did Muhammad really have sex slaves though? Because it doesn't mention that in the Quran.
Absolutely.
So,
no, it's mentioned in the Quran. What are you talking about? You know, it says in the Quran, it's made lawful for you, your wives and your slaves.
I don't remember reading that. And I've read the Quran in English.
No problem. You are talking to Christian Prince.
It took me a while to understand what right hand possesses means, to be honest. So like
chapter 33, verse number 50 is about what is lawful for your prophet to have sex with. Do you see it says, and whom your captive slave, whom you are right hand possess?
Yeah.
Whom Allah given to you? So all those women are lawful for Muhammad to have sex with. Nobody left actually in the town.
But does that just because it's lawful for him, does it mean that he actually had them, or he just
there's tons of evidence. Muhammad, he have a slave, her name, as an example. If you go to chapter of At-Tahrim, and you read verse number 1, you will see it says there that Muhammad, he forbid himself from something. The verse doesn't say. But in fact, it was about his wives. They found him having sex with one of his slaves. Her name is Mary the Copt. She was given to him as a gift from Egypt. So he told his wife to go and visit her father. When she went there, she asked her father if he needed her. He said no. So the woman, she gets suspicious. So went back home right away, and she found Muhammad in the top of the slave. So Muhammad, he swore by Allah, I will never do it again. And then Muhammad, after he missed this woman, she is blonde, she is very beautiful according to the Muslim interpretation, translation, and explanation. So he could not, keep the promise. So he told them, Allah told me, why you prophet ban yourself from what Allah made lawful for you. However, in the Quran, nowhere it was made lawful for Muhammad to have sex from a slave which is not captured. The Quran speak about captured slave, not just a slave. Muhammad was having sex with just a slave. This woman, she was not captured. She was given to him as a gift. You can read the interpretation about it and you will see what happened. It was about Mary the Copt.
I think I will, because I've read some other hadiths as well recently. So yeah. Okay.
So what do you think, about your prophet now?
Well, I don't think he was perfect per se. I think it's kind of hard to say that. If I'm being completely honest, it's hard to say that he is perfect. It's hard to say that it's an example that I would like to follow, or that I would like my future family to follow, or my current one. But like the some of the things, not all of it, just some of the things, like the lying or you know, I don't think anyone will have a sex slave in this day and age. It's very, you know, we can't do
But look,
that.
but
But
Amina, look, everything about this man is wrong. I mean, name
yeah,
one thing. Name one thing. You said, yeah, thank you. Everything about him is wrong. So why you want to see yourself a
I
Muslim?
was like, um, yeah, I can't. On top of my head right now, everything that I know about him, all I know that he was the perfect example for mankind, and you know he was obviously the seal of the prophets
But is he? Is he?
and
Was
stuff.
it was it a true or a lie? What perfect example for mankind?
Well, I don't think he is. If I'm being completely honest, I don't. I'm don't. I'm starting to doubt, and some of my doubts have been confirmed, especially with the female circumcision. But just because I know that there are so many people in my parts of the world and so many other parts of the world do suffer from that, and I think it's such a heinous thing to do to somebody, especially a woman. You know, any human really, but you know, as a woman myself, I can only identify with those people because I don't know what men feel like. So I would say that you know I know about it, Aisha. I've known about Aisha for a very long time. It's not something I would, if I had a you know a daughter, or you know, I wouldn't give her up for marriage to anybody, let alone somebody who's in their 50s. So I can only say that he isn't perfect,
But
and
this
that I
but
don't
but this is
know.
not about perfect. You just said he is not an example to follow.
No, I no.
No what?
No, I don't think he is an example that we
Exactly.
should.
So he cannot be a prophet because you know
I don't know about back then. Maybe it was worse back then, so maybe they needed someone like him.
Amina,
But I don't think.
do you think that today we don't have people are way better than Muhammad? Are you saying? I mean, this guy I mean, is doomed. Everything wrong about. He went to his own son wife when the husband is not there, and he flirt with her.
Yeah,
So what kind of? I mean, what do you think? What do you think? And be honest with me. If your father-in-law
yeah,
come to your house and he flirt when your husband is not home, what do you think about the father-in-law? What kind of man he is?
yeah. Quite perverted.
What if it's about he is even a friend of your husband? I mean, what kind
Yeah,
of a
that would.
man he would do that? You see, people who do that is people who have zero honor. Because I
Yeah,
honor my friendship, I honor the house, I honor the man I know. Shame on me to go to the house of him when he is not there, and then I flirt with the women, and then I make a verse saying, God told me that this woman is mine.
hmm,
Especially after he announced that this man is my son. From now, he said, Muhammad, Zayd, the son of Muhammad, and Muhammad is the father of Zayd. He is from me, and I am from him, Muhammad said.
mm.
How after that he go and flirt with the wife when the husband is not there?
Yeah. That's really quite bad.
So Muhammad is not about being perfect. Nobody is perfect. Only God is perfect. There's nobody is perfect. We're not
Yeah.
talking about perfection because perfection only. I mean, all of us we are sinners. So,
Hmm.
but to speak about Muhammad, the Muslim, they worship Muhammad. They made him above everything. He is the most amazing. They are talking about him, how white he is, how white his cheek, how white his underarm, how white his excuse me, his anus, how good he is in bed. I mean, but the qualification of the Prophet in Islam is very weird.
Yeah. Yeah. That I mean, those things that you just said do sound quite like interestingly odd, and it's not really necessarily the things that I think we need in a person to follow. Like, I don't care about
Which one is
whiteness
more
or,
important, sex or prayer?
well, I would think prayer is more important.
Which one?
Prayer, obviously.
Well, isn't it your Prophet? He says intercourse with a wife is better than 70 prayer.
Did he really say that?
Yeah.
Well, sounds like sounds like I don't know. I don't know.
Let us
I mean,
say,
I've had my doubt. I've been having my doubts.
let me show you how Islamic website. I see when I was a kid, we don't have internet, at that time. There's no internet. So I read and I learn and I go to the library. I spend my day. It took me actually some time. Like there's a big library. There's many library, but there's one of them was the biggest, and you have all the books you can imagine. So I used to almost walk like 45 minutes, and I was a kid in the heat, in the sun, because I cannot even tell my parents I want to go there because I mean, nobody will take me that far, and nobody will drop me there. And so I go walk all the way, and then I enter the library and I walk with someone as an adult, because this adult section doesn't mean it's porn. It's just for people who they are old. There's a section for kids. There's Mickey Mouse magazines. Tan images, pictures. But I don't like those books. I go with the adult. So I wait for somebody when I enter from the door. I walk next to him, act like I am his son. So the guard, he will think I'm coming with him. I go, and then I read any book I find on the table. And each time I read an Islamic books, I mean, I cannot believe how stupid this cult is. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Watch now. Watch him run now. Watch him run from me, because he's a liar.
Okay, this is ultimate fault. This guy, he don't believe in hadith, he don't believe in tafsir, he don't believe in anything. He's God by himself, he's a prophet. So read with me. And by the way, I run from you. Yeah, the guy, he keeps saying the F word to me every time he call me.
Wow.
And he said to my mother too. Very filthy, very trashy. So if we translate this page, and this is Islam question and answer. I don't know why it's not working. Let's try again. Translate. I know why it's not working. Let's see again. All right, let's try here. Click in the middle. It's not working. Let me highlight. I will highlight and do. Look, I will highlight and do translation like step by step. Can you see on the screen? It says,
Yes.
Is intercourse with one's wife equivalent to 70 voluntary prayers?
what?
Is intercourse with one's wife equivalent to 70 voluntary prayers?
The answer, yes. Like, I mean, what kind of religion this religion is? If you have sex with your wife, it's better than 70 voluntarily prayer? Why?
Maybe they're just trying to highlight how important sex is, with your wife, that it's good to have intimacy.
I mean, do I need to highlight? I mean, the man already is horny. He have 4 wives. So why I need to how I made the prayer equal one intercourse with the women? Allah is saying one more 70.
Yeah, I mean,
what kind of religion this religion is? So I mean, this is a prophet of God. This is a sex maniac. So
well, is that a authentic
well,
document though?
look, it says here. Let me read for you. You can see it here. Look what it says.
According to Sahih Muslim, the man and his wife will be rewarded for intercourse. Is it true that the reward is equivalent to the reward for 70 voluntary prayers?
Okay, yeah, I've heard about this one actually.
I'm just reading, there. So, and then they explain that if a man, he have sex with his wife, he is rewarded by Allah. I mean, how? I mean, okay, well, man will have sex anyway. That's why he married the women. I mean, why a man will marry a woman if he have no intention to sleep with her? Like what? I mean, just to cook?
Maybe it's just to avoid the zina, the whole idea of having a wife.
You see, first of all, who said that adultery in Islam is forbidden? Where do you get this from?
Well, I've been told that it's, obviously not allowed. And also I read a hadith the other day that was saying that if a married man and a woman married women have sex and are caught, they have to be stoned to death. So obviously,
Well, this is cannot be found in the Quran, but let me show you that in Islam, fornication is allowed. But what Islam did, changed the name of the fornication. We just showed you, like it says, you can have sex with your slave, right? But not only that, even if they are married, but not only that, in Islam, it's forbidden for you to have sex with your daughter and your wife.
I hope so.
Okay. However, if you go and read the interpretation, it says in chapter 25, verse number 52, that if the daughter or the sister or the mother, a daughter from adultery, she is not forbidden for you.
Really?
Let us see. Let me show you a reference so nobody will say I'm making things up. حرمت عليكم أمهاتكم. All right, this is Al-Qurtubi. And we can show it in other, actually, not necessarily Al-Qurtubi. We can show it in other interpretation. But we will start with Al-Qurtubi here.
I think it's still loading. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just posting the link. I will post the link for you in case you want to save it, and you can use Google Translation from your side. In case maybe Christian Prince is lying.
Maybe.
It doesn't say that, CP. So chapter 25, verse number 54. And this is the interpretation of Al-Qurtubi, and this is the official government website of the Kingdom of Jordan. Sorry, of Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
If we go down here, it says, okay. Let us see where we need to start reading. Let me be sure this is the exact link we want. Give me a second.
Yeah, that's fine. Take your time.
All right.
Yep.
ندخل تحت قوله I'm just trying to find the part where it mentioned that. Okay.
Have you ever seen anybody be executed in Islam for in your where you were from in the Middle East for leaving Islam? Have you ever seen that? Because I know that.
I did not witness by eye, but I know many people who get killed. I have one of my admins was killed from Saudi Arabia.
For leaving Islam?
Yeah, he was an admin in my chat room, and then later they found out his name, his address, and he was executed. He used to be called
like as in lawfully, like the government killed him or his family?
Yes, no, the government. Yeah, his name, you can search his name, Saudi Christian. This is the name he used.
It's quite disturbing.
Yeah, actually, they brought him to the chat room. They opened a big chat room, and they brought him to condemn everything he said. And you can tell, I mean, God knows what they did to him. And then he was executed. Because you cannot repent for insulting Muhammad, but he can repent for insulting Allah. And he insulted Muhammad a lot of time. Here, let us see. This is, let me post the link here for you. This is the correct link. And I will use Google Translation. You remind me of this good man. Yeah, well, he is a martyr for the Lord. Here it says,
Yeah.
وَجَعَلْنَاهُ نَسَبًا وَصَهْرًا. And this is the verse, and this is the interpretation. And I will use the translator. Google Translation.
Okay.
Ibn al-Arabi said, lineage means the mixing of water between male and female according to Islamic law. If it is due to sin, it is an absolute creation and not a confirmed lineage, and therefore it is not included under his saying, your mothers and your daughters have forbidden to you his daughter due to adultery. Because she is not his daughter, according to the more correct of the two opinions according to our scholars and the more correct of the two opinions in religion. If there is no lineage according to Islamic law, then there is no marriage according to Islamic law. Then adultery is not forbidden between a mother's daughter or a mother's daughter, and what is forbidden from what is permissible is not forbidden from what is forbidden. Because God has been gracious to his servants through lineage and marriage, and has raised their status, and has imposed the rulings regarding permissibility and prohibition on them, so that falsehood does not attach to them or equal to them.
So it's not forbidden to have sex with the mother and the daughter, because according to Islam, she is not your daughter, because she is a daughter from adultery. Did you get the point?
Yeah,
So a Muslim man, he can have sex with his daughter as long as she is not a daughter from marriage. Not only that, if you read underneath here, it says, and the scholars, they disagree about a man having sex with his daughter from adultery or his sister or the daughter of his son. Some, they forbid it. And this is the statement of Abu Hanifa and his friends. And some, they allow it. And this is the statement of Abdul Malik ibn al-Mashun. And this is the statement of Ash-Shafi'i, etc. So here you notice, imagine that the Muslims, they are like, can we have sex with our daughter and our sister and the daughter of my brother, if she is a daughter from adultery? Can we?
The jurists differed as to whether a man should marry his daughter from adultery, or his sister, or his son's daughter from adultery. Some people forbade that, including Ibn al-Qasim, and this is the opinion of Abu Hanifa and his companions, and others permitted it, including Abd al-Malik ibn al-Majid.
Do you see it? This is Islam. Do we need even to think about it, that if we can have sex with our daughter? So so now if a Muslim have sex with a woman, she gave birth to a daughter, he can have sex with a daughter.
That's yeah, well, that's.
So what do you think, Amina? You want to stay as a Muslim?
I don't. If being a Muslim means I condone or support some of the things we discussed today, then that's not the Islam that I want to follow. That's not the Islam that I think is good for society.
Exactly. So you are out of Islam. We are happy for you, Amina.
Well, I think I just need to process what we discussed today, because it's a lot, and I believe it to be true, because obviously if I didn't believe you to be truthful, I wouldn't have wanted to speak with you.
But I never show
Like
you
I
anything
said.
without what in the screen,
No,
right?
no. I, you haven't, and that's why I said I wanted to speak with you, because I don't believe you've ever shown us anything that is false, because we can verify it ourselves. But it's just, I want to know the truth. I don't really care about certain things. I just want to know the truth. As long as I know the truth, then I'm okay. I don't care what the truth is. I just want to know. Okay, I can see Muhammad married a 6-year-old girl, sorry, got engaged to her, didn't marry her, married her at 9 years old.
No,
That's
no, no,
okay.
no, 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 no. That's not true. He married her at the age of 5, actually, not 6. 6 in the Islamic calendar is 5 in our calendar. This is number one. Number two, she was sent to his house when she was 6, not when she was 9. In fact, the mother of Aisha, she had to force Aisha to eat a cucumber and date so she can get fatter, so she can be sent to Muhammad, because she is so small. If we go in the hadith here, you will see the following. Let me find you the hadith. Here we go. And this is Sahih. Can you read it?
Yeah. You want me to read it out loud?
Yeah?
My mother was trying to fatten me up when she wanted to send me to the Messenger of Allah. When she got married, but nothing worked until I ate cucumbers with dates. Then I grew plum, like the beast kind of plum. Oh, the best kind of plum. Sorry, I've got my contacts, not my glasses on today. The best kind of plum. The best kind of plum.
So, is she, I mean, are we talking about a chicken? Are we talking about a sheep to be sent to the butcher? So what was the problem? To send her to Muhammad. Her body is so small. Correct?
I don't know how you can have sex with a small child.
Well, no,
It's-
there is, but you never heard of pedophiles? There's pedophile everywhere, even in we as a Christian, we witness there's some priests, they are like Muhammad, and they will go to jail, and mostly they will be killed there. So there is pervert people. Pervert. They use religion to take advantage of people, and Muhammad is one of them.
But if he was a pedophile, it would have meant that he would have married other children too, but he didn't. He only married one child.
What we know is what Muslim they wrote for us, and what we know that Muhammad obviously is a pedophile, isn't it? Him, he says to Fatima, if she when she grow up, I will marry her. Grow up what? She will become 5. What about the story? What the story of Jabir? Jabir, he got married from a woman,
Yeah.
and Muhammad he told him, "Hey Jabir, why you are in rush to go home?" He said, well, I am newly married, and obviously the guy is happy. He is not complaining. He did not say anything. So Muhammad he said to him, why you marry a widow? Why you do that? Why you don't marry a child so she can sport with you and you can sport with her? So
I've heard about this one, but it was presented to us in a positive light. I believe it was Sheikh Suleiman that was talking about it, but he had a positive spin on it, and he said, the Prophet said it's okay to marry a widow, but it's better for you to marry somebody who's young so you can grow up and play together. That's what it was spin
okay,
as.
hold on. The guy, first of all, is already married. He's not complaining. Muhammad saying to him, why you don't marry a child so she can play with you? What is the reason? To play. You play with her and she play with you. You see, the man here, he is not complaining. He did not say, Muhammad, I marry a woman, she is No. So Abdullah died and he left behind him 9 or 7 daughters. I married a woman whom had previously married. Allah Messenger said to me, Jabir, have you married? I said, yes. He said, a virgin or a previously married? He said, previously married. Whereupon he says, why you don't marry a child, not a young girl, so that you could sport with her and she could sport with you. So what is the reason for this advice? Sport. And you could amuse with her and she could amuse with you. Pedophile. This is what the pedophile think about. Pedophile, they are amused with the children's. And because it's easy to amuse the children, you give them candies, they like it. They cry, they stop crying. Give them some cake, candy, Barbie, you know. I said to him, and now he's saying to him why he did not marry a child. He said, Abdullah, he fell murder in Uhud, and he left 9 or 7 daughters behind him. Therefore, I did not approve the idea that I should bring a girl like them. Do you see it?
Yeah.
But I preferred a woman who should look after them. So what Muhammad is asking the man to do? To marry a girl like them. Who are they, those them? The orphans. But the man is more wise than Muhammad. He is not pervert. So he said, I prefer to bring a woman to look after them.
Can I ask you something, CP?
Go ahead.
If I believe, okay, I'm not doubting what we've discussed today. It's just a lot to process. But if this is all true, and then why there's so many Muslims, you know? Like,
Because most
why
of Muslims are ignorant.
this?
Most of Muslims are ignorant. They don't know what we're talking about. I mean, the guy, he was here. You heard him? He said, you know, why you are asking this culture? You know, they don't know. You know, they don't know their head from their feet. So this guy, he is so upset because you are talking to me. He hate me, but he don't want to listen and see if I'm saying the truth or not. And you know, the other thing is, anything you show Muslim right away, they say da'if. So Islam is da'if. That is other reason to believe Islam is false. They keep saying to us, Islam preserved. Islam preserved, the word of Allah preserved, but the word of Allah is the word of Muhammad too. Because Muslims, they receive the word of Muhammad, by that they receive the word of Allah, not the opposite. Allah never spoke to them. So if Islam is full of da'if, what so-called corrupt hadith, then how they keep lying to everybody saying Islam is a preserved, Quran is a preserved? You are not, because Quran itself is a hadith. What I notice about Muslims, that the majority of them, they don't know, and the one who knew, he got scared to say I know. Who dare? Who dare to say I know that Muhammad is a pimp, I know that Muhammad is a fraud, I know that Muhammad is a child molester? You yourself, you can't say what you are saying because you don't live in Saudi Arabia, or you live in Iraq. If you live in Iraq, you will be dead in 2 minutes.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And Islam is peace. Remember, Islam is a peaceful religion.
Well, yeah, that's what we say, Islam is peace. Although I do understand that it does mean submission. And I didn't grow up with the idea that Islam was peace until I came to the UK. So I don't know. So I don't know. Thanks for helping and answering some of the questions.
Well, I'm happy that you agree with me that Muhammad obviously is a fraud. And I invite you in front of everybody to accept the Lord, the Messiah. When we speak about perfection, you look at the Messiah, not at me, not at someone like Muhammad.